I just broke a nail.
Okay, I got snow on the runway, instrument, and you just broke a nail. Okay, good to know.
It's all very important, dude.
Okay.
Valentine Miller Field. Automated weather observation 2031 Zulu. Wind 310 at 21. Peak gusts 38. Visibility 4. Light snow. Sky condition few 2,800. Scattered 3,300. Broken 4,000. Temperature -0.4 Celsius. Dew point -10 Celsius. Altimeter 3014. Remarks. Density altitude 700.
Ears up.
If flaps coming up. Denver Center, Centurion 4620 Yankee is at 3,300 for 6,000.
November 4620 Yankee, Denver Center, Roger Valentine, altimeter 3013. I should be picking you up in radar here shortly. I'll let you know.
Understood. 20 Yankee. Welcome to this cold edition of Taking Off. It started, a long time ago this morning in another world. We launched in Texas in the dark, and it wasn't this cold. And we landed at Oklahoma for refuel pretty quickly after. And then we took the long leg all the way to northern Nebraska, where we just got finished getting our fuel stop. And the weather has turned. We're experiencing a polar vortex, record temperatures across the Dakotas and the places like that where we happen to be going. The crew on this flight is Alicia. We've got Hannah and Shelby in the back. You've met them all, hopefully by watching the other videos. If you didn't, go watch them now. So we had to land in the snow. We've already been using our boots and our hot plate on the window. We're using all the tools on the plane on this trip. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, only a 48 knot headwind. It's better than the 74 knot headwind we had earlier.
Yeah, that's a way better than before.
That's what?
That's way better than what we had before.
620 Yankee, say altitude.
We just achieved 6,000. 20 Yankee.
Roger. Say your position from Valentine.
We're just crossing over the border to South Dakota. Stand by for the exact distance. I show 6 miles northwest of Valentine. 20 Yankee.
20 Yankee, Roger. I should pick you up as you get a little closer. I'll let you know. And let me give you a reporting point, just in case I don't. Stand by. Port 620 Yankee, report 300, 300 miles south of Williston.
Report 300 miles south of Williston. 20 Yankee. Right now we are 336 miles. Okay, easy enough. And here comes turbulence again. So Hannah, does she need any motion sickness stuff? Let's make sure that she takes what she needs. No sense in getting sick.
I'm trying to not feel sick.
Well, you should put the bracelets on. We just ate. There's no sense in getting sick.
A perfectly good waste of food.
Good waste of food, and I don't know that it's going to get any better. It could be a bumpy ride.
I did read some of the handbook. This is our nifty flying companion handbook.
And we're not being paid by them, so.
No, we're not. At least I'm not.
No, I purchased that so that you guys could learn a little bit more and have some fun helping me fly, if it's fun.
It is fun.
What have you learned so far?
A bunch of abbreviations. There were some abbreviations at the beginning of the book, but I feel like a lot of them I've never heard before.
Well, there were a couple I hadn't heard before. There's also PIREPs, pilot reports, and when we were flying a little earlier today through southern Nebraska, it was really bumpy like this, and I called in and gave them a report that we were having some moderate turbulence. Also, I gave them a report that I was picking up icing.
Right, yeah,
that's an important PIREP.
And then we got to use the boots.
We got to use the boots. We had some ice, just a little bit, a very light covering of rime ice is what they call that. And I turned on the hot windshield and I turned on the hot prop, and we activated the boots.
Welcome back. Dan has taken the plane away from me.
Okay, so what have you learned in the book?
I have not opened the book again.
Well, you've been flying the plane. You've been the person at the controls, pilot flying.
I was the pilot flying. So basically just switching over the tank. With switching the tank over.
4636, contact Bismarck, approach 126.3.
And then I had to switch the comms over.
26.3, have a good day,
Okay, so switching tanks.
You too.
That's something that's not as common because a lot of, even the Cessnas, 172 is one of the most common single engine piston plane. Even though they have two wing tanks, they all come together and you can do left, right, or both. And most people live on both. But
right, that was in that smaller plane that we took when you were first got your license.
So you don't have to do a fuel tank switch, but on the Cessna 210, there isn't a both except for the very last model they made. So you have to switch tanks on the 210.
It's not like it's difficult. I mean, just flip that.
No, and we've got two different reminders going on. The Garmin 430 WAS has a reminder that hits us, and then also the Garmin 496, that's my third place backup for GPS, which I keep it nearest. It also has I set it to 30 minutes, but I just pick one or the other that I use. In this case, we've been using the Garmin 430.
Well, and then I had to switch the frequency, the comm.
Yeah, when they do the handoff.
We have a center for each other Bravo here,
yeah. And then I had to adjust the barometer.
The barometer. So, because every time you get a handoff, they give you a new barometer.
Delta 178.
What's really significant is we started the day at 29.78. So if we look at that difference right now,
Alpine 1407, contact Minneapolis Center.
It's about 500 feet difference in barometer settings.
And that's just the pressure within.
Delta 142, contact.
Right.
It's just the air pressure that's outside. We were in such a low pressure in Fort Worth, and now that's why all the weather, the front was heading that way. A high pressure system driving that.
Hello, Winnipeg.
And so
142 heavy, flight level 370.
So anyway, that's why.
What is the temperature outside?
Temperature outside is minus 16 Celsius, which it's only going to get colder. Today is the warm day. The cold air is, the front just passed. They said the coldest day will be Wednesday, and this is Monday. And we'll be shooting outside Tuesday when it's minus 5 as a high. The low's going to be minus 29.
Oh my God.
Wind chill minus 40. On Wednesday, the wind chill will be minus 60 or 70. Of course, I don't know that that's much difference in minus 40. I don't know what the difference would be.
Just talking about it is making me cold. And I brought 3 pairs of gloves and 3 hats and 4 sweaters, and we're only going for so long, 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, in your little book thing here, the first thing that you get is the acronyms and things to know.
November 3 Delta Victor, contact 2 calls, approach 125.8.
whatever. Like a lot of them are
Number 0 Bravo Mike, contact Denver Center 1.
things that I've heard before.
But like, did you know what oat was?
Outside temperature.
Yeah.
I did know that because you had told me that before.
Okay.
But yeah. So, I knew what oat was. I actually, even when scanning this, I passed over that one. I was like, oh, I knew that.
I knew that.
So things like FBO, ATC, avgas, the airspace classification.
011 after Dickinson, direct Miles City, direct to Gnarly, that's route unchanged.
The FAA. I remember you talking about the FSS, which is how they give you weather and stuff. And
Flight service, yeah.
yeah. I remember you talking about that, but I don't know that you've ever called it FSS.
The flight service station, I've never called them because I just get my weather electronically. But, you know, even not too long ago, when we didn't have, well, I say we didn't, I've only been flying right at the beginning of iPad's usage a lot. And people would call the flight service station for the weather.
Okay.
So most pilots have called the flight services, but I'm so new I haven't been using the new technology.
Newbie.
I'm a newbie.
It's kind of like me, and I've never worked with film. I've only worked with digital.
Number 0 Pop Tango, contact 2
Yep.
calls
So it's split.
5.8.
Although I've never called
Look
it
at those clouds way in the distance. Can you see that?
Yeah, those are cool.
Well, it looks like it's snowing in those clouds. You see the precip coming down?
Yes. What was some other? Okay, so I know what IFR and BFR are. MSL, mean sea level.
Right.
That one was a new one.
Okay, and that's the difference in the two altitude measurements. So MSL, mean sea level, what's the other one? It's the more common.
4620 Yankee at Williston, the NOTAMs I'm showing is runway 220 is closed. Looks like there's a field condition NOTAM for runway 29er, 10% ice. And runway 11 Pappy is out of service.
Thank you, I do have those NOTAMs, appreciate it. 20 Yankee.
Look
So
at that.
I had, remember we talked about NOTAMs. I'd researched it, I'd seen that the runways were closed, or the 0220 was closed. The weather's showing that about the ice situation. Anyway, okay, carry on. Oh, AGL is the other one, above ground level. So when we look down and you go, okay, well, how far is that ground? Are we talking MSL or AGL? So if you were to look down and go, if that ground is 5,000 feet below us, then you're talking AGL. But when the ground varies so much, when we're flying, if we were to fly at an altitude of 5,000 AGL, we'd be going up and down depending on the terrain that we're doing. And so you go by MSL, which is according to the mean sea level. So it's 0 at sea. So right now, we're flying 8,000 feet. Is that AGL or MSL?
MSL.
I think a little broken. I think it's
Correct.
70 Mike, you want to terminate flight following?
There are important times where there's a switch on that.
Terminated, and have a good day. Talk to you later.
When we're talking about the airspaces, for instance, and you talk about Class G is 1,200 feet. Well, we're already, the altitude below us, I mean, the ground level is at 2,500 or 3,000 feet below. When its elevation is 3,000. So if you go, well, if it's MSL, I mean, G airspace is underground. So it's not. When you're talking airspace, you're talking, well, for Class G, you're talking AGL, not MSL. So Class G is 1,200 feet AGL.
From the ground.
From the ground. But like when you talk about Class A starting at 18,000, that's MSL.
So what tool here provides us, because I know that this is going to be our mean sea level, MSL, but which tool provides us our ASL, AGL.
AGL, your sectional map.
Okay.
So when we look at this, I can look down here and I've got all these altitudes right here on these obstructions. So for instance, that tells me that this tower is 457 feet AGL, or it's 3117 MSL. So this tower peaks at 3,100 feet MSL, which is what I'm flying. So it's 4,900 feet below me. If I do the quick math of 450 minus 31, that'll give me the elevation right there of the ground. But there's another easier way too to find out your elevation. That gives you the sectional, the VFR sectional map gives you these numbers, these blue numbers, and that gives you your minimum obstacle clearance for this area. So this is 3,300 feet. If you're flying around at 3,200 feet, you're not going to clear everything that's in here. You need to be extra, cognizant. So you want to make sure that you're flying high enough. So I can look real quick and go, okay, what altitude do I want to fly at? If I wanted to go low enough, 4,500 had better winds. But what was going to happen is I got closer.
We're going to smack into something.
Yeah, so I looked and saw, are we flying over any mountains? Does the ground come up a lot? All these kind of things come into play with MSL AGL. The other thing is you're asking, so how can we tell what the altitude is or the elevation of the ground below us? One thing that you can do is look at a nearby airport. And the nearby airport will tell us that it's at 2249 in the sectional. So I know that the ground right below us is about 2,200 feet. So I can look at this and then all this magenta information showing the airport, it shows me that the elevation is 2249, that it's got runway lights, and that the runway is 4,200 feet. And that the common CTAF, or that's the CTAF, not the C of CTAF is common, so don't want to be redundant.
Not the common?
Not the common, is 122.9. So in a pinch, real quick, I can just look at my sectional and know what I have to do to call them, and what kind of runway it is and everything else. Now, I'm not an instructor, so this is just going through the book and explaining stuff. So that as just as somebody who travels a lot with me, you can participate in the flying.
Yeah, I like to participate. Let's switch the tanks.
Okay.
12425, Air Canada 116.
So we're 45 miles out. We're flying IFR. We're going to go ahead and get the weather, which is 12592.
Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature -13 Celsius. Dew point -19 Celsius. Altimeter 3019. Remarks. Density altitude -1,200. Williston, Slolan Field International Airport. Automated weather observation 2328 Zulu. Wind 310 at 15. Peak gusts 26. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
Okay.
Temperature.
So sky conditions clear, which is good because looking straight ahead, there's that cloud system I was talking about. I mean, it looks like precip coming down from it, which has to be snow. That's really weird looking from here. You see it?
I do see it.
But Williston, which is 43 miles away, they're reporting clear. So that's good. Also, with us being 43 miles, I anticipate that he's going to start lowering us. He's also going to come in and ask me what...
127.75, Delta 79.
He's going to ask me what approach I would like. And so with the winds being 32, runway 2 and 20 is closed. So I'm going to pull up RNAV GPS 29. The other thing I can do, looking at the airport, I can go to not taxiway, runways. I'm going to go ahead and do the RNAV request, the RNAV 29. So we're going to brief that right now. The Williston, North Dakota, tap view 3 NOTAMs, runway ice, runway 220 closed, ILS. The ILS is decommissioned. That's fine, we're doing an RNAV. Got Mauser lighting system. The missed approach is to climb to 4100, direct to QPIC and hold. The initial approach fix is VCOC. No procedure turn coming in, that's fine. Right over the river. So I'm going to go ahead and load this procedure in. Select approach, enter. And I'm going to do the RNAV 29. And I'm going to record. The choices are the initial approach fix of Fania or Husno. I don't see either one here. Oh, there's Fania way out there. Husno right here. It'd be Husno. Or vectors. Let's say Husno. Enter. We're not going to fly the course reversal because we're coming in from this side. We're going to load it. So now if he were to say, okay, he's going to come in and ask me which one I request, and I'll say the RNAV GPS 29, at which point he'll say, he might give me direct to Husno, which case I can come over here, direct Husno, and it'll fly it. Okay, so to continue our briefing of the plate, nice long runway with the Mausers. It's got rail lightings, R-E-I-L. Those are big flashing white lights right at the end of the runway, which helps you see it if you were to be obscured. It's reporting clear right now, but we do have this cloud mass that's in between us and the airport, so it should be interesting. We can descend to 2352, and we need 1 mile of visibility. So 2352 is based is 422 feet above of AGL. So 2352 MSL. So we'll set our bug to 2400 on here when the time comes, and that will alert us that we need to have the runway in sight at that point. If not, then we need to go missed if we've reached our decision point, which is that cross. So we come in at 4100, we start our descent at Husno, and actually missed is right there, not that. That's our final approach fix. Missed would be right where that goes dotted line.
Okay, I see it.
So we have briefed the procedure. Now what happens is they come in and say, okay, we're going to give you the ILS runway 2, or something crazy. But I don't think they will. And then you real quick brief the new one and load the new one.
Number 4620 Yankee, send a pilot discretion, maintain 6,000.
6,000, my discretion, 20 Yankee.
So there's a tip here that if you own an airplane, you could invest in shirts, hats, or jackets with the airplane's registration number or name on it. Wearing them on trips is fun. It enhances your feeling of being part of the crew. In certain parts of the world, having the right clothing can also make it easy to get access to the airplane on a restricted ramp area. I want a shirt.
I'd have to make them first.
We need to name the plane first.
I know, I do need to name the plane. Planey McPlaneface. I'm going to do an online contest at some point. I'm not announcing that yet, but I'll do one and we can vote on the name, and I know somebody's going to do Planey McPlaneface.
But that's not a female name.
I think that one's pretty much anything. look for icing coming through here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on.
I think we should call her Lola.
Why Lola?
I don't know, I just like the name.
Lola's not bad. I don't hate it.
Oh, that's good. We'll call her Lola until you get a vote on.
Okay, so now we're in IMC. Why don't you look up the part in there about sterile cockpit?
Sterile cockpit?
Sterile cockpit.
All right, is this your way of telling me to shut up?
Well, but it's good to know why. Oh, look at that.
Oh. Keep a sterile cockpit.
Hey, we went through that cloud system now. Miles. Salt Lake City, Centurion 4620 Yankee has the airport in sight.
Number 4620 Yankee, clear visual approach Williston Airport.
Cleared visual approach Williston Airport, 20 Yankee.
Number 20 Yankee, change to advisory frequency is approved. Report arrival or cancellation on this frequency with your flight service.
We can go ahead and cancel now, 20 Yankee.
20 Yankee, IFR cancellation, 2 Squawk VFR, good day.
Thanks for all the help, 20 Yankee. Okay, we're going to do right turn. Williston traffic, Centurion 4620 Yankee, 12 miles southeast, inbound for 29, Williston. See if this GoPro makes it. 11% and falling rapidly. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop. Williston traffic, Centurion 4620 Yankee, 7 mile final, 429, Williston. There they go. See the lights come on?
Oh, how'd you do that?
Magic. Williston traffic, Centurion, 5 mile final, 29, Williston. We're a teeny bit low. Air check. Airspeed 90. Airspeed 80.
Very nice.
Okay, here's where we're going to watch for ice. Okay, we made it to North Dakota just in time for the polar vortex of the century. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Alicia, for keeping us company, and of course, Hannah and Shelby in the back. Make sure you share, subscribe if you like what you see, and I hope to see you again.